Jumbo, fellow adventurers, Mike Dooley, great to be with you on this magical Tuesday morning. Time for a spiritual tune up, and this is thanks to a question posted below, either on Facebook or Instagram, I forget which. But the question was how to transcend ego. And while I'm a recovering certified public accountant, I happen to have an ego. And I think I have thought about this enough, excuse me, that I definitely want to share what I've come to find. And that is contrary to virtually all that I've ever heard about the ego, it is not the enemy. It is this really cool facet of yourself that leads you into love and being loved, that leads you onto adventures and discovery of truth. That is like, this is your bestie, okay? But you can't let it run amok, all right? Just like kids, okay? Love my daughter, but I gotta, be the dad. And you gotta be the parent to this little child inside of you who jumps up and down with excitement and who cowers in fear. To explain this, let me begin from the beginning of a lifetime. I won't go through all the dynamics because much of it I've already shared in earlier tune-ups. By the way, there's like 3 months worth, which is probably, 3 times 4 times, okay, a lot. We choose our lifetimes. I know that kind of boggles the mind when you first hear it, but not only did you choose your lifetime, but you chose your parents for the love they would give you or the neglect they would give you, and you knew what you were doing from the zenith of your magnificence, and you made those choices to add to the adventure, to create possibilities, to create probabilities so that you could learn and grow on your terms in areas you wanted to. You might have chosen nurturing parents. You might have chosen neglectful parents so that you could find a strength inside of you that you had never tapped into in all of your other incarnations. So even the adversity and challenges of a lifetime are seen when we choose the stage. We choose the stage, including our parents' time, point in history, color of our skin, everything, for reasons of brilliance, love, meaning, and purpose. And whether or not you catch all of the meaning, love, purpose, and brilliance into your choice, you can still know that it had to have existed. So, when we choose a lifetime, it is for the adventure of it. It is for the love of the game. It is for falling in love, and it is for learning. Okay? And not only do we choose the stage, but we choose the vehicle. I think I'm going to be a white guy. I think I'm going to be bald. I think I'm going to have an inclination towards the arts or to sciences. I'm going to have certain natural born inclinations that will draw me here and that will draw me there and that will complement or contrast the environment that I'm simultaneously going to choose. So, based on our desire to learn and adventure and love, we pick our time, place, and parents and everything else about ourselves, everything. And then the game is on, and we witness as our beliefs evolve. Beliefs that are significantly given to us by our parents, beliefs that we will often carry over from other lifetimes, fears, irrational, and the like from other lifetimes. We're not a hostage to prior lifetimes. We have our power in the present moment, and we can write the ticket of the next chapter of our life in each unfolding second of our lifetime. But there is some stuff that we bring along, good stuff and scary stuff, empowering stuff and limiting stuff, all adding to the adventure, all part of the choice that would lead us to be who we are. So to capture that, I've got 3 points. We are led by desire to choose a lifetime with leanings and interests and the ambition of growing. Learning lessons through adversity is part of it. So desire is number 1. Number 2, we pick the stage and the parameters. Okay, the background, the family, the time, the space. And that includes, if you will, bringing over passions from another lifetime, fears from another lifetime, constraints from another lifetime that we want to bust through. So desire, parameters that we bring and that we choose. And then lastly, our evolving beliefs. What do you call a vehicle like that that's got a little bit of past, present, and future inside of it? Leanings, desires, and passions, beliefs, empowering and disempowering. You call that an ego. You call that a personality. Okay, and it is the spice of who you are. You are this embodiment of a spark of God that has never existed in any other point in the past, never will exist again in the future, and you thereby create this treasured window through which divine intelligence can peer out at reality and say, whoa, check it out. Mike Dooley sees stuff that no one else has ever seen. And you see stuff that no one else has ever seen. And more, you feel stuff that no one else has ever felt. Because of your leanings, because of your beliefs, because of the choice of the stage you're on. And call that an ego. Now, why do so many people and trained and learned psychologists and psychiatrists and Sigmund Freud have us believe that the ego is this bad, pouting child that creates all kinds of problems? What they're doing is they're naming the pouting child, but they're not looking at why the child is pouting. It's not their divinity that's making them pout. It's not their creative desire for growth and expansion that's making them pout. It is not even what they brought from other lifetimes, because we are not held in bondage by stuff that we brought from other lifetimes. It is their limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs pinch, hurt, and scare. Okay, and part of our great adventure in these sacred jungles of time and space is to move from darkness, aka ignorance, into the light. This is how you realize, you self-realize. So what we want to do, rather than transcend this precious ego that gives God a different view of reality than God has ever had before, we want to prop it up by using introspection and deductive reasoning and contemplative thought, and maybe meditation is another word for all of that. But watch out for the strings attached to most people's definition of meditation, and put our life and desires and worldview into proper perspective and into context with regard to truth. We are the eyes and the ears of God, here to succeed, pushed on to greatness, here by choice, eternal beings. Whatever scares you is temporary. You are eternal. When we put our understanding of self and reality in the light of truth, that pouting child, otherwise known as our ego, is a giddy, excitable boy or girl and wants to go play and love and be loved and adventure and grow and scale to the highest summits imaginable. And this is what truth does. We are blinded by truth upon our arrival because of our beliefs. So we work through those limiting beliefs, and we have more and more light, more and more fun, more and more power. When we totally self-realize and we understand breath by breath that we are pure divinity, we are fully in the light, we are fully self-realized, we are living in ecstasy, and hence the journey of every yogi in Eastern religions, and the journey of all of us, is to ultimately get to that place of self-realization. Just a little caveat here. We are not here to be enlightened. We came from enlightenment. We are here because in the funk of the soup of the Maya of have and have not and believing in all these lies, it's like game on. You're thrilled. You're terrified. You're emotional. You go high, you go low. That's why you're here. That's the point of life. That is really fun, because you always end up on the higher end of the stick. Everyone will prevail. Everyone succeeds. Everyone's playing out their life in the palm of God's hand. And then, as we move through all of that ecstasy, the lights are on, we self-realize. Self-realizing was not the goal. It is the natural evolution of consciousness. That's what's going on, okay? It's not the goal, but it's going to happen, okay? Just like, well, I think this is enough time for our spiritual tune-up today. I could go on forever. Thanks for your awesome questions. Post them below on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll be answering your question tomorrow morning. Tally ho, have an awesome Tuesday, the best of your life.